what it means to deprogram yourself and to wake up. This is the actual spiritual path that we all got wrong, including myself. Okay, so when you are a baby, you are a blank slate. You're a blank slate of just beingness, and you were never really born. That's an idea. Birth is an idea, so let's just start there. Birth is an idea, and we place that on the baby's experience. Oh, that was your birth, and we are told yourself and this is other. This is when birth begins, when you are told that's you and that's something else, and you start making distinctions between different things. That's this, that's that, that's wrong, that's right. You can do that, but you can't do that. And you're a girl, you're not a boy, girl. And you make these distinctions between people, and they tell you this is what's right, and they give you all of this program. And as they're giving you this program, they're creating an identity within you and within the world. And if you grow up in Western culture, you might get the program of science, or you might get the Catholic Christian program, Judaism program, and it's a version of it, and they give you it, and then this is now forming your identity. And as you go through school, you're building up this identity of who you are. And if, you were born in some other area, this whole thing that was you, this is you, would be completely different. It would be almost as if you switched into, okay, somebody said, let's switch bodies, but you don't remember a single thing about you. You have to forget everything that you ever were. This would be that circumstance. So you wouldn't exist. Now, after this big thing is made and how it's created, it becomes, this is your ego, this is your persona, and it's dense and it's strong, and it is never questioned, because that's just how life is. You don't question when people tell you this is the only way to life, this is the truth, and they give you a Bible. You don't question that, because everyone around you is doing it. Now, that's older generation, right? But, for me, it was like, you don't question science. You go to school and you're taught science, and this is the Big Bang and whatever, and this is how it is. Or you don't question our culture, our Jewish culture, or our Jersey culture. You're born in Jersey, this is how you act, this is how it is. So you're forming this identity, and, you might get interested in the truth, and you might want to know what's beyond it. So you might go down the spiritual path, you might go down the psychology path, you might begin to heal. You start to heal your trauma, because this is part of your trauma and all your baggage too. So you start to do this, and this starts to break down, and it's not an easy process. It's similar to death, right? So this starts to break down, and it gets a little bit looser. Your personality starts to change. You start to show up different. People are like, oh, what's going on? Because this is loosening. And now, as you keep on going and you keep questioning every single belief you ever held, all the way down to your most basic beliefs, like, am I real? Am I a human being? This starts to break until eventually there's none of it anymore. And that's when you ultimately will face the truth, death, God, right? This is all, what we kind of label it, but really, you'll have no identity. And you'll have no more persona. And you'll be deprogrammed. And you'll be lucid. You'll be awake in the dream. And no one will understand. And unless they're also on that path. And people will project all of their fear and all their belief onto you, but it's also the path of no return. So once it happens, it happens, and yeah. So, guess this is where we begin our work, right? Till next time. It's timeless out.